normally people at home are probably thinking, oh, that's just a support Rakan ban. You know, there's nothing about that. But for those who didn't see before, it was actually Helios that played the Rakan against JDG, and they were actually able to take the victory there. But we're finally back into the game. We're going to be seeing how this game plays out. As I mentioned, you know, USG going back to what worked against Stamina, you know, a few comfort picks with the Akshan and the Jax, but this is a whole different team now. This is not Stamina. This is actually RRQ.
And I like what the analysts have been saying is that there is a potential. USG can get to a team fighting stage with this kind of composition, and they have a lot of team fighting tools that can look for a fight, start it off, go for this front to back. It's just RRQ are also so good at splitting the map. And with their composition, with the Jace Akali, they don't have to necessarily go for the 5v5 either. They can do what we saw in game number 1, which is split USG up, which they don't do, by the way. What happened is USG still grouped as 5, and then just would choose one side of the map to go to, and then lose something on the other side. I imagine something similar might happen.
Yeah, I think for USG, they want to group together, especially with the Ziggs as well. They want to protect the Ziggs as well, because if Ziggs is by himself, you got the double assassins over at RRQ already. You know, you got the Akali, you got the Kha'Zix that can dive into the back line onto threes. But this time, you know, you have a Gragas that can be there for sort of defensive tool. But it's really, really hard for threes. I mean, it's all about threes and his positioning. I think if threes can stay in the back line, I think if he can play safe, if he can get a few bombs throwing, then he'll be completely fine. But it's so difficult, especially against an Akali and a Kha'Zix as well, and even Helios as well. We saw in the previous game, he was flanking and tower diving. He didn't really care.
And RRQ are so good at these double assassin comps. This is, I believe, the first time in my recent memory, I've seen Devil J be the one with the secondary assassin. Usually it's Helios on something like the Zed, but they love having this kind of threat overload composition, this damage overload. Find one person that's squishy and just take them out of the fight completely. When you have the range of a Jace and Lux to back up these assassins, that's exactly what I expect to see here. And it's an Akshan who's relatively low range and will want to swing into you, but now he's kind of deterred and doesn't want to do that necessarily. So all this to say, USG have an upward battle.
Yeah, exactly. I think you explained it perfectly there. You know, with the Akshan, you know, even though Tatsuki did get 2 wins yesterday on the Akshan, I think the problem is that you don't really want to swing into a Lux, an Alistar, a Jace, or anyone like that.
Because you're closer to me? You're approaching me? You're walking
just
over
pulverize?
Huh.
Easy. You can just. That's the problem, is that if you jump on top of Alistar, you can just pulverize him. You can headbutt him back into his team, and there's just no way that Tatsuki can escape. But there's still so many things with Akshan that can come out on top. You know, he has the revive, he has the crazy revive, which allows him to revive the rest of his team. And there could be a way for USG to win this, is try and get into the team fights and get into the scaling as well. Because I think if USG does scale this game, they do scale really well with the Jax, the Ziggs, and also the Akshan does pretty well as you scale into the mid and late game.
Well, so far they've been giving that calm early game that they were hoping for. USG have made it past 4 minutes on the clock right now. No kills, no dives, no action to be seen on the Rift so far, and this is where they're comfortable. This is their ideal game state. Now, can they keep this going forward? Because a minute from now, 50 seconds from now, we will see those objectives spawn. Ooh.
Yeah, but
USG actually going for the first play right now. Marky flashes. There's the counter-strike, and the Ziggs bomb on top. Mega Inferno back to the fountain. First blood to USG.
Oh, Tatsuki nearly got caught in the mid lane as well, but uses that heroic string to get away. But a little bit of an overextend there. They didn't have vision at all of the river. Did RRQ and Exerson tried to jump in. They tried to get the combo locked down as well with Marky on the Lux, but Marky wasn't in range. That was the problem. They couldn't get the combo, and then Marky had to flash away. But as soon as Jax comes there, he has the Trinity Force completed, and now we're 10 seconds away from the first objectives of this game.
Not too shabby from USG. Right as I was saying, the slow, the calm. Well, hey, they do still have the ability to make plays happen, and the first one is a hit. Now, the neutral objectives has spawned on the map. We have the Herald, we have the Dragon. This will always change the game plan of teams.
Yeah, it's interesting enough that USG are looking to focus towards the top side. You can see Kaz is already up into the top side. The mid lane at the moment is just, you know, the 2 mages. Just Marky. It's basically, they might as well be mid laners, you know, Marky and threes on the Ziggs, on the Lux, but in the bot lane.
Oh! Exerson with the heroic ground pound, the legend. Stories have been told. Missing the combo, unfortunately, right there. But Helios says, I'll show you how to do it, buddy. With the flash knockback. play, and that is a kill picked up by RRQ.
Exorcism face palms and Helios is like, don't worry, I got you back.
I got this.
Yeah, I got this.
You
Let me
walk
show you
so
how it's
I
done.
could run.
Let me show you how it's done, but not too bad, you know, a trade for RRQ, so I think the respect should have been shown there towards for Tatsuki on the bot side, because you know that your jungler is on the top side of the map taking down the Rift Herald, so you need to make sure that you play passive, you don't overextend too much, but you didn't respect the flash that can come through from Helios and the flash that come through from Exorcism, even though he did kind of mess up his combo a little bit. But they still got the kill in the end. And meanwhile, it was USG that pick up this Rift Herald. But so now it's all down to USG. You know, how are they going to use this Rift Herald? I believe it was
They dropped it mid.
Oh, yeah, he dropped it mid already. Sorry, I completely, yeah.
Right there. So it doesn't even get them a full turret. Not the ideal use of the Herald. You usually want to get the full turret cracked there. But going back to that play before, Helios, he's just making a reputation for himself as a mechanical player. The thumbs on this kid are just insane. So, hey, if you like watching some high-action Wild Rift, keep your eyes on Helios. This player has got something to prove.
He definitely has something to prove, and he's just so aggressive as well. You know, he said as well in his little interview that he had before as well, you know, that he's confident and he's aggressive, and he lifts up the team as well. He's a sort of player that's very vocal. He likes to be very vocal. He likes to lift up the team as well. But he said that everyone's a leader on this squad. You know, everyone's on the same page. Everyone, you know, if one person goes in, they're all on the same page. They like to play aggressive as a team. And that's what I love about RRQ, is their aggression. They're not willing to sit back. They just want to play aggressive. They want to go in. And you can see Exon right now, he is looking to try and make a play, but nothing too much yet. But in the bot side as well, you can see that.
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, Chaz and Helios have to defend.
No,
but
we do have to watch top side though. Ooh, sure, not landing. That might have been a kill for Devil J right there. But I was looking at the bottom lane because we saw a potential dive. Now they see Exosen. Alistair walks away. RRQ, they don't have a lot of control over their bottom jungle, but USG will decide to back off.
It's a lot better early game from USG, and this is all down to really that jungle pick from Chaz. He's not on the Lee Sin this time, so it means he can't make the aggressive plays that he made in the previous game towards the bot side. So now Threes is able to farm up. He's got a kill. He's got 6,200 gold already. Already has a Luna's-Echo completed. They're stacking up the tier already. So this is better from USG. They're not doing anything too crazy. They're not playing over aggressive. They're still within a 1,000 goal lead at this point of the game. It's a lot better, but again, you know, it's because of that Chaz pick. You know, he's not the Lee Sin, he's on a scaling champion like a Karzik, so he's not going to make the same aggressive plays as what he made in the previous game.
And RRQ showing yet again that they are not a one-dimensional team. They can play multiple styles. They can play your own style and still have the confidence to beat you at it. Now, going into the mid game here, we have these assassins that are completing their 2 items. They will be at that one-shot potential range here. So Tatsuki, Threes, you gotta play very carefully as we're setting up around these second heralds, these second dragons.
Yeah, you can see that Threes has, Devil J actually has the most gold in the entire game right now. Is about 500 gold leads from Lark, and nothing's really happened in that lane. It's just been about farming, it's just been about playing safe, so it's just overall Devil J just winning out that lane just by farming and just by controlling the minion wave, getting as much gold and experience as possible, and as you said, on 2 items already, so this Akali is going to be very, very scary, and it's a champion that can easily dive onto the backline as well, onto Ziggs, which as we said, is probably going to be the main threat for USG coming into the next Herald, which will be spawning just about
right now. Herald on the table. USG quicker to the trigger pull around it right now as they have multiple members here, but RRQ, they are grouping too. We can get a full 5v5 here.
Yeah, we could get a full 5 versus 5. We'll have to keep an eye on Devil J and Chaz on these assassins. Can they get into the back line? You can see that they're currently split. Chaz is in the pit by himself at the moment, but they're just going to go on to Darius.
Lark in trouble. Protobelt's away, has the barrier, just going to wait till the very last second for it. They're baiting RRQ in. Devil J doesn't use the flawless execution towards Lark, instead uses it to safety.
And Mai's counter-strike there was actually huge. It actually saved Lark's life, because Devil J was trying to get Lark low enough that he can use the second part of his ultimate on Akali and go in with the perfect execution. But the problem was that Mai was able to use the counter-strike to actually stun Devil J, and that means he had to back away instead. But meanwhile, while this is all happening, Tatsuki's pushing the bot side, and they're pushing in the mid lane as well.
Yeah, that was a turret trade across the map for the Herald, and 2 turrets for 2 turrets through the extended play due to the focus mid and Baron lane from each team respectively. We're at a very even game state at 10 minutes 45 seconds.
Yep, USG are playing the map a lot better this game. They're trying to take objectives. They're trying to split up the map a lot better than what they did last time. Last time, in the last game, you could see that they were very grouped. They were scared to split up. They were scared to, use the champions to full effect in terms of, split pushing and everything. But now, they got Tatsuki with the Hull Breaker, with the Blade Runner King finished as well. They can also use the Darius as well to try and split. And you can see Tatsuki's now in the top side of the map. He's going to try and take that tower as well. 2 mid lane towers gone down. A bot lane, a top lane tower either end, as you can see in the feed right now. You can see that Tatsuki's trying to take that top lane tower,
He
but
takes him so fast.
Yeah.
And now they're on the dragon, but everybody just dives right onto Lark. The tanky frontliner Darius doesn't get the reset, but he got a lot of damage out of Exosin. USG in trouble. My very low.
Here comes
and
Devil
here
J.
comes Devil J, the assassin Baron laner with a double kill to start off the fight. Looking for more, as Mai does not have a lot of defense right now underneath the turret, but there's a wave pushed in, so RRQ can easily walk forward. Killing spree, and 3 kills to Devil J.
Devil J took the advantage in the top side. He took the advantage with the win in the laning phase. Is currently over 2,000 gold ahead right now of Lark, and Lark was a little bit out of position there, unfortunately. They just used all their abilities. They tried to shut down Lark, and as soon as Devil J found the opportunity, he went in for the execution.
Tatsuki's doing his best to get these side lanes pushed in, and he, to his credit, has taken 2 turrets and 2 additional plates. But when the team fights go like this, look at that! 3 people say, Lark's alone, boom, everybody jump on him.
Yeah, everybody jumps on. This is actually 3 versus 4 as well, but the problem is because Lark gets caught out, he's already too low, and you can see Devil J, the perfect using a third ability there to jump straight onto the Ziggs, and there's nothing you can do, and this is what we were talking about. If Devil J, if these assassins can get onto the backline, if they can get onto 3s, onto the Ziggs, they could try and do it, but now they're looking for another team fight.
Back to live.
All eyes are on the assassins.
Battle lines are drawn. USG from the north, RRQ from the south, and the cow goes in. Exosin with a big final spark! It's a slaughter at the dragon as RRQ continue their domination. Even game state, even goal don't matter to this team. They will out-execute you every single time. And that is a Prime Gaming ace.
Prime Gaming ace for RRQ, and again, it's the assassins. It's Devil J jumping in. Honestly, it's a really good combo there by Exosun and Marky, locking down the members of USG. And Kaz, he couldn't do anything at all. If you take a look at the Coca-Cola pop-off, look at Exosun, look at Marky. As soon as they walk forward, as soon as Kaz walk forward to try and look for explosive Kaz, boom, they go in. The combo on top of that, the final spark as well, and he's just dead. And that allows Devil J to jump in. He flashes onto the backline as well, onto Tatsuki, and Tatsuki, you just have to run at that point, and at that point, it's RRQ all the way, baby.
The execution in that team fight cannot be understated. Everybody at the same time following up on that engage to incredible effect. 1 for 5. That is almost a perfect team fight.
That was, honestly, it was as perfect as what it gets without losing a member for the side of RRQ. And now, to be honest with you, the gold lead is still not that much. It's only about a 4,000 gold lead, but with 2 dragons, with the kind of control that and the comp that RRQ have, this Akali now, 3 items on this Akali, 12,500 gold. Tatsuki, he's done a lot this game. He's able to take the side towers, and he's got a lot of solo gold to himself, but the problem is the rest of his team is just way too far behind.
There's a little move in professional arm wrestling called the top roll, where you take the opponent's knuckles. I feel like Devil J's got strong knuckles right now.
You had to bring up arm wrestling, didn't you?
What?
You had to bring up arm wrestling.
Well, it's kind of on brand, all right? Point is,
there was going to be some point.
There's a little bit of a strength difference going on right now.
They got
in
the bigger
Baron
arms.
Lane. Yeah, Devil J's showing up with pancake palms right now, and RRQ are benefiting from it here as USG again facing the wrath of the engage from Exosin. Helios underneath the turret. They haven't found the kill just yet, though. USG, they're holding on. Helios is taking so many turret shots. The final spark from all the way down mid lane. USG, they're still in the fight. They actually trade back even.
Tatsuki,
They're looking for more. Tatsuki, can he chase him down? Exosin and Marky, they're all alone. Tatsuki's invisible. He's camouflaged. He sees nobody's binded. Now the re-engage. Devil J's there. Unstoppable for RRQ. Devil J under the turret. God's in trouble. Devil J in the smoke screen. Unstoppable.
RRQ come up absolutely huge. The team fight was so back and forth. It was so close. It was threes actually that somehow survived in the backline. We're going to take a look back at this replay. It's originally Cars that tried to go in, tried to get the engage, but Marky with the flash away. And you can see after this that RRQ tried to go in, but look at threes in the backline. Look at his statue charge onto Helios. He denies the jump in. At this point, he can just stay back. He can use his bombs. He can use all of his damage, and he's able to get the kill. But then after this as well, the final spark from Marky is on point. He lands a light binding afterwards as well. And at this point, it was back and forth. And to be honest, it was really, really close for USG, but hey, that's the point of Tatsuki. It's like you jump in with Tatsuki, and then Alistar's just like, cool, I'll just knock you away.
But alternatively, this is the point of the Alistair. You know, it's just headbutt the shot. Get out of here. We don't want to see any of your Spider-Man shenanigans.
Threes!
Another one! Ziggs crucially picked off right there from RRQ. Exosin so clean on these engages, but can he get out? That's a reset for Lark. Guillotine came down and picks up a kill. He's got the auto ultimate again, so RRQ, they need to be careful.
But again, it's USG that are looking to group together, looking to get the picks, but meanwhile, Helios in the bot side of the map. RRQ are just trying to take the objectives that they can. They try and take the bot lane tower, they're trying to siege in the mid lane tower, and they're just going to take this tower really, really easily.
All outer turrets, all tier 2 turrets claimed. RRQ are close to 1,000, or rather 10,000 gold in the lead. They're 1,000 away from being at that number. And this game has accelerated at a rapid pace, Stuart. It was slow until it wasn't. And I think Exosin is getting a little bored with how slow it's been.
I think it was just slow until the Assassins came online, because that's kind of what you need to do on RRQ. You know, once the Assassins have a few items, then you can just go running around, you can just keep jumping around, and you're completely fine. And it kind of goes back to that first pick, I feel like, for USG, you know, the Ziggs pick, you know. We mentioned that it's not too bad. We feel like Ziggs is a really, really strong champion, but the problem is when you first pick Ziggs, especially against a team like RRQ that like to go for this double assassin comp, and this time it's Devil J with the Akali, it's so hard to try and protect the Ziggs, especially when you've got, you know, the Gragas and you've got other champions that are not really that great.
And he doesn't have the Rabbit on death cap for this fight. Ziggs not quite at the big power spike. RRQ are off of the dragon. They're looking for the picks. Light binding lands. Kaz! Almost just blown up immediately. And now the rest of RRQ go through Devil J in the backline. Massive double kill. Does he get it? Quadra kill? Oh, stolen away.
That's it. That's a game.
Helios gets the double instead. But a clean Prime Gaming ace, and RRQ will join the rest of SEA. They're all going to group stage after a swift duo victory.
3 Chinese teams in the group stage, and now it's 3 SEA teams that will be joining them in the group stage as well. RRQ coming up absolutely huge. USG tried something. They tried what worked with them against Stamina, but this is RRQ. This